Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Time Traveler's Handbook. Now, today I'm going to be not talking about any film in particular, but I'm going to be talking about what it is like from my experience thinking about reviewing films about time travel. This is something new to me. I haven't really thought about putting a scale down for how well a movie performed and how much I liked a movie in something that made sense for time travel. So my typical attitude towards movies in general is that I have a specific expectation for how that movie is going to turn out and how I'm going to like it. And most of my enjoyment that comes from the movie spurns from whether or not I have a good or a bad expectation of this movie and how well that movie meets that expectation. And so I have watched some objectively bad movies that going into it I knew were bad and expected them to be bad, and I ended up having a good time because I knew what kind of movie I was walking into. So that's my general attitude towards movies, and if I had to rate movies on that sort of an expectation scale, then it's a pretty clear scale. However, I'm talking about time travel movies, and there's a difference between me enjoying a movie because it has time travel in it and comparing time travel movies with each other to determine which ones are the best ones, which ones use time travel the best. So I wanted to introduce this scale that I will be using for film reviews for new movies that come out. I'll be trying to review them pretty soon after the movie comes out and trying to give you a good idea of how I feel about the scale of this movie when it is put up against other time travel movies and how much of an impact it's had in that regard. The scale that I'm using is a 5-point scale, with 3 being the score that I'm most likely going to give out the most. A 3 means that it was a good movie and that it met my expectations and I enjoyed it a lot. There are 2 parts to this rating. It's that it was a good movie, it was well made, it was well done, I really liked it. I would normally rate it really high on my scale if I were just talking about movies in general that I liked. And then there's the time travel aspect of the movie and how did the mechanics of that movie contribute to the overall pool of knowledge about time travel mechanics and storytelling. Did it do something unique with time travel? Did it introduce a new kind of storytelling with time travel? Or is it sort of just a copy-paste of other things and it's not really doing a lot of interesting things? So those are the 2 things I'm weighing most of all are, first, how good the movie was just on its own, and second, how well it incorporated time travel mechanics in a unique, refreshing way that contributes to the conversation. So a 3 will be, it succeeded at meeting my expectations on both of those fronts, on being a good movie and having interesting things to say about time travel. A 4 is a great movie. It exceeded my expectations on either of the fronts, whether it's that this was a fantastic movie and I enjoyed watching it, or it wasn't particularly a great movie, but the time travel aspects of it were super interesting to talk about and explore. And then a 5 would be both, it's a great movie objectively as just a work of art, and it had interesting things to say about time travel, and it exceeded my expectations overall. So that is what 3 through 5 are. On the flip side of the scale, a 2 is an okay movie where it didn't meet my expectations on one of the fronts, but it was still about time travel. And a 1 would be a movie that is technically about time travel, but the movie was so bad and the time travel mechanics were completely unoriginal and it did not meet my expectations at all. I don't feel like I'll be giving a 1 or a 2 to very many movies. Most of the time I can find something that is unique about a time travel movie that hasn't been done before, or that adds a new spin onto things. And so generally things are going to be 3s or higher. So anyways, this is my just little footnote about how I'm going to be rating movies in the future. The next episode that we do will be a movie review about the film The Map of Tiny Perfect Things. So if you want to watch that next video, go ahead and watch that movie now. It's out on Amazon Video, and we'll see you next time. As always, thank you for listening.